Boxing. I'm back at it with another boxing video. We covering this fight, F.A. Jagba versus Joe Goodall coming out of Australia, and F.A. Jagba from Nigeria. Now, F.A. Jagba, he dominated this fight, from the get-go. You know what I mean? The man had the longer reach, of course. He used his reach. He was using that jab. He was busting him up with the jab from the first 2, 3 rounds. Joe Goodall tried to get on the inside. He tried to throw some stab jabs to the stomach. You know what I mean? He tried to get in there, throw quick right hands. Occasionally he caught a Jagba, but at the end of the day, the long reach kept him at bay, and the Jagba dominated from the outside. And I was there just watching this fight, just wishing, man like Emmanuel Stewart was still around, because I could only imagine what Emmanuel Stewart would be able to do with the guy with the dimensions and physique like a F.A. Jagba. But anyways, F.A. Jagba was looking to catch him with the straight right hands, the double jabs, and the right uppercuts. The right uppercuts was his bread and butter. He was throwing them from round two, and eventually he was catching him. He caught him in round four with numerous ones, and eventually he caught him with the straight right hand uppercuts and a barrage of punches. The Joe Goodall tried to clinch because he was clinching from early. And that's when I knew this guy has probably given up on trying to get on the inside. So this fight ain't gonna go too long. In the second round and third round, he was doing a whole lot of clinching. Even the crowd was booing. So he got hurt in the fourth round. He tried to clinch, but he didn't have his legs under him. Didn't have the strength and balance to clinch. And he tried to clinch. Ajagba just gave him a little nudge, got his space, landed some big punches, hurt him some more. He's not throwing nothing back. All he's trying to do is clinch. And eventually Tony Weeks stopped the fight. Fourth round TKO for F.A. Jagba. He gets the W. I believe he improves to 19-1 with 14 KOs. And he didn't call anybody out. He was given the opportunity numerous times at the post-fight interview with Mark Kriegel. Didn't really call anybody out. Although man like Jialing Zhang was in the arena. That'd be a good fight, but F.A. Jabba knows better than to call that 40-year-old Chinese man out. That's not going to end well for Ajagba. And I like Ajagba. I've been watching Ajagba since the 2016 Olympics, when he put a man from Trinidad to sleep, literally knocked his ass out cold. I mean, so Ajagba improves. He's no longer with Ronnie Shields. He's, I think, here with K. Karama and K. Karama's team, you know what I mean? Makes sense, because of the J Prince affiliation, Houston, Texas, J Prince, K. Karama, Shakur Stevenson, J Prince, you know, it's like a whole triangle. So, uh, I, I don't know. I'm not sure why he's no longer with Ronnie Shields. But F.A. Jagba, man, if he had the tutelage of Emmanuel Stewart, shit, he should even try to get with the man. Look, he could stay with K. Karama, you know what I mean? But I think for heavyweights, I'm trying to get that Crunk Gym tutelage. Straight up and down. B-Marsh Boxing. What's up, Mike 104? What's going on? What He says RIP Manny Stewart. What's up, man? Boxing Biker. Salute to y'all fellas. What's going on? Yeah, just finished watching a Jagba fight. And I hope he has a good 2024, you know what I mean? Um, this is his second, maybe third time headlining a show on ESPN. So Top Rank is looking to put some investments into him, you know what I mean, to try, see what they could do with him for the future. But his opponent wasn't a world class fighter, but in my opinion, neither is F.A. Jagba. He's still on the learning curve, you know what I mean. But time will tell. We shall see what 2024 brings for him. Main Boxing Biker says, F.A. kind of soft for that. Zali was there hoping for the smoke. Exactly. But man, he don't want no smoke with that, man. That's a bad matchup, man. Main boxing biker says this man FA keep talking about his team. Yep. Uh, Mike says I hope all of y'all have a good 2024. Thank you. Same to you, man. Trying to finish off 2023 strong still, you know. But no question. Same to you. Main boxing biker says I do like FA new tools. I'm sorry, I do like the new tools FA added to his bag though. Yeah, he's trying to fight from range as he should, you know what I mean? He's not really throwing the left hooks, right hooks. He's keeping his punches straight. He was moving backwards a little bit, you know what I mean? He found himself on the ropes for a hot second, with his back on the ropes, but he wasn't there for long. Um, but this opponent really ain't telling me too much, but he better be prepared for guys like Frank, what's his name? Frank Sanchez. That's his name? The guy who beat him, his only loss. That type of style will give him fits all day, every day. You know what I mean? Fellas who can move. You know what I mean? Because he's very flat footed still, you know? But as long as he keep his punches, keep his balance, equilibrium right, keep his punches straight, you know what I mean? Throwing the uppercuts, man, you gotta go study some Lennox Lewis, man. With that 85-inch reach, man, go look at some Lennox Lewis. Go look at some Sonny Liston and know how to finish fellas off with that long reach, you know? But I'd avoid all them hooks and all that. Nah, keep those away. Keep them punches straight. Keep them at bay. But you gotta distinguish your shots. Just can't throw the 1-2, 1-2. You can't be predictable. You know, you can jab to the stomach. Double jab to the head, uppercut. Whichever which shots, but you can't be predictable. Um, where are we at in the chat? Revelation TV says FA doesn't speak good English, so I understand it not calling Zhang out. He speaks good enough, well enough English to know that Zhang is there, and he knows good enough English to say anybody whom he wants, because he was asked numerous times. But I don't blame him for not calling nobody out, man. This guy's still a work in progress, and he's been a professional since at least 2017. So it's time to get the ball rolling, But where we at in the chat? Inboxing biker says that little uppercut was the key. Yeah, yeah, that's what he was timing for, and it was perfect because the guy desperately wanted to get on the inside. Because how's his only way? He was only even going to tag. What's his name? Ajagba. Inboxing biker says FA do show a lot of patience. Yes, indeed. Hit the thumbs up in this chat, y'all. If y'all don't mind, hit the thumbs up when you come in this piece. My main boxing biker says Frank Sanchez schooled him. Yes, indeed. Frank Sanchez gave him a Cuban boxing lesson. It was easy work. He just toyed with him. Main boxing biker says FA don't move his head at all, son. Not at all. He don't. He keeps his head on the straight line. And he still got a lot of wrinkles he gotta iron out, Inboxing biker says maybe FA versus Joe Joyce and see how that turns out. Yeah, that'll be a good fight. Be a good fight. I like that fight. Better than the Zhang fight. I'll tell you that for real talk. These guys were both Olympians in the same Olympics too. 2016 Brazil. So yeah. Mirror match. Yes, indeed. Adari Pennant. He says FA Ajagba versus Azelbanek Makhmonadov would be fireworks. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not too familiar with that Azelbanek name. Has he fought on American TV? If he has, then I've probably seen him, but I'm not familiar with him. If he's fought on them European cards somewhere out there, that's not televised in the States. I probably haven't seen them, and that doesn't mean I don't watch fights that are not just in USA. I just covered some fights today that was in Monte Carlo, Monaco. The Joe Cordina card. It was a pretty good card too. Um, Inboxing Biker says he called out Zhang 2 days ago, but now Zhang here in front of him in silence of the lambs. Damn, I didn't even know he called him out a couple of days ago. That's crazy. Revelation TV says FA needs his respects in the boxing community. He do, but he'll only get respect when he beats somebody of respect. Really and truly. You may like him, and not just you, I'm saying in general. I'm saying people may like him, anybody can, but if he breaks your heart because this guy hasn't sharpened up his toolbox, hey man, he got to earn respect by beating good fellas. Frank Sanchez was that opportunity, and he still has an opportunity to come if he can. Hey, he's ranked at least in the top 6 or 7 in the WBC. He's only gonna move up. Main Boxing Biker says, F it gonna be 30 years old. Time to hurry up and make the necessary big fights. Yeah, he has 20 fights under his belt now. I'd say between now 20 and 24 fights. Hopefully he'll get a title shot. Significant fight where he'll be making that, making $1 million plus. And if he wins, then there's more millions in the next fight. That's how it goes. I remember I've been here on YouTube when Deontay Wilder was barely making $1 million covering his fights. And, I was here when when he was making just under less than $1 million, maybe 900K. Then he became champion, making 100K. I'm sorry, I said 100K, just a million. Hey man, the fee went up, man. So This is prize fighting, boxing. So he got to make moves, like my man, main boxing biker say. 30 years old. He doesn't have much time. Even though the heavyweight division, historically, guys be going up to when they like 38, 39 years old, even 40s, still competing at high levels. Look at Zhe Li Zhang. Main boxing biker says, did y'all see FA wife calling out Fury Usyk? Yeah, I did see her. I did see her. She was seated ringside. Yes, indeed. Adari Pennant says Top Rank plus PBC should just hold up. Top Rank plus PBC equals should just join. Maybe he said should just join, force team up, merge partnership, work together. I would love that, like how HBO used to be. HBO would have top ranked fighters there and fighters with Golden Boy. Remember? When Floyd would fight guys like Ricky Hatton. You know, imagine that. That would be great, man. Shit. All fight. I wish they'd all just come to ESPN, but ESPN don't have enough dates to give all these fighters. If it was all these stables a platform, you know what I mean? I'm not sure where PBC fighters are gonna go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We shall see what 2024 brings. But what I do know is that David Benavidez card versus Andrade, that undercard is lit. That undercard is going to be real nice. It's going to be one of the best, if not the best. To me, it's going to be the best undercard we've had for 2023. And what a way to go out, considering it may be, more than likely is, the very last card Showtime will ever televise on Showtime Sports. Because I've heard that, I think they scrapped that one card they was talking about, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Lara, and Danny Garcia sometime in December. The very last card that's supposed to be on Showtime. I heard it got scrapped. So I'm not sure where PBC fight is going to go for 2024. But I got faith Al Heyman going to make something shake. I believe he has too many connections in this entertainment business. He came from the entertainment business, music business at least, so he'll make something happen. But ideally, what I would like is I would like it to be a television channel rather than a streaming, you know what I mean? Um, the reality is ESPN wouldn't have enough dates to have ESPN and PBC fighters. It wouldn't be able to work like how HBO used to have it. HBO used to have it like that, and then Don King would have his stable over there on Showtime. But if a big fight was to be made, Don King had no problem bringing his big fighter, unless it was man like Mike Tyson and these guys. He had no problem bringing them to make a big, massive fight on HBO, like how he would make Zab Judah versus Floyd Mayweather, or De La Hoya versus Trinidad. Those fights were on HBO, but Trinidad and Zab Judah you used to fight on Showtime. You know what I mean? Um, so De La Hoya is there with the zone on sorry, is with Matchroom, but they barely do any unifications and have many fights amongst Matchroom and Golden Boy fighters alike. You know, um, so that's two over there already. Shit, to be honest, if PBC would go over there to the zone, fuck it, let's do it. Boom, let's do it. All right. Unfortunately, it would be less eyeballs on them than they would be when I'm sorry, when Showtime was around. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna tell me that there's more people who be watching a stream of boxing that they pay for, at least a legal stream, right? Than people would tune in to watch on Showtime, on regular cable, or even maybe streaming Showtime, show sports. Now, if PBC's over there with the zone would have a boatload of fights a week. Like every weekend, they should be able to put on a fight. If they have Golden Boy over there, as a matter of fact, big ups to I seen a fight tonight on the zone. Two women, like a unification flyweight, two Hispanic women, and that fight was in Costa Rica in front of 5,000 people. Yeah, I'm saying in front of 5,000 people. Now that might not sound like a lot, but it was a women's unification flyweight in front of 5,000 people, and they was going bonkers and bananas in there. You know what I mean? Yo. So PBC over there with the zone, with Matchroom and Golden Boy. ESPN would be the only one. Top Rank would be the only one who would have a real television rights. You know what I mean? Being on ESPN, the worldwide leader of sports, automatically they'd get more eyeballs on their product than anybody would on the zone. But shit, imagine if Matchroom, PBC, and Golden Boy over there on the zone, they having their fights every night. ESPN has their fights with Top Rank, and then they make the big fights for the everybody to see on ESPN. PBC fighters would come over there, like who? Let's say Shakur Stevenson's a name over there on ESPN Top Rank. Tank and them would have to be fighting now on the streaming app, but now if they want to be seen, you got to come over to the big TV, to ESPN, Worldwide Leader of Sports, fight man like Shakur Stevenson, or better be than Divar. Put that shit on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? But that's just wishful thinking. We shall see. It's a boxing game, man. A lot of stuff we want to happen never happens. We gotta cry for that shit. Let me read the chat. Revelation TV says, folks been shitting on Effort, but I think he will cause waves in the heavyweight division. Time will tell. We shall see, man. I'm not convinced as of yet, but I'm rooting for the guy. Always will be. Adari Pendant says Francis Gunner should fight Manuel Chard next for the WBA heavyweight belt. Would be a good idea. He would beat the shit out of Manuel Chard, man. He will, man. He'll destroy him. Andrea Pennant says, "Do you think PFL should get into boxing?" I don't know what PFL is. Although I did see something tonight. They said something about PFL in Washington, D.C. You know, that's where I'm at. But I don't know what PFL is. Main Boxing Biker says, shit, I better not see them PBC fighters fighting in the back of Al Heyman yard like Eddie Hearn did. Ah, shit. Hey, man, Boxing Biker, you too much, man. I remember that shit, Doc. I remember that shit. Was it during COVID or something? Fellas was really fighting in Eddie Hearn's backyard. Hey, I ain't mad at that, Slim. Yo, that's really, hey, man, that's good. That's a forget about it. Hey, we gonna put on a show. I remember that, man. I remember that shit, man. That was a funny one. And Adari Pettis says we need a lot more important heavyweight fights in boxing. Yeah, well, you know, Tyson Fury has held that division hostage for about a year and a half. And the heavyweight division has took a major decline in 2023. And it's all because of the man Tyson Fury, you know what I mean? Deontay Wilder himself, too. I got to blame him, too. I hate the way he's been moving because Deontay Wilder is obviously only in pursuit of a big payday. He don't care to be a champion or do anything great. Them fellas just sitting out just like Andy Ruiz, you know. It's a damn shame. The last two American heavyweight champions we've had are acting like divas, and both these MFers ain't got a strap. You know, them fellas Wilder, he's looking for a big payday versus Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia, trying to get that Arab money, you know. Andy Ruiz was looking to fight Wilder, but you know, he wanted to make as much as Wilder or maybe more, which shouldn't be the case because he was only a champion for 6 months. Wilder was a champion for 5 years. You know, they gotta put things in perspective. Yes, I know the man Ruiz will bring a Mexican pay-per-view buying crowd. It's all well, great, well and fine, you know, but he needs to be reasonable too. You know what I mean? You know, a man like Anthony Joshua has done a lot more than Deontay Wilder has. Deontay Wilder has only fought one round since he lost to Fury. In like 2 years, this motherfucker's fought only one round of when he beat Hellenius in one round. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna get hurt, man. This is boxing, dogs. Shit, you play basketball, man. Try staying out of playing basketball for 2 years or play one game for 5 minutes, and you was nice. Try to come back playing against live fellas, you know, fellas who can hoop in 2 years, thinking you gonna come and give them work like you used to. Man, boy, please. Even Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. I remember when he came back in 1995 on March whatever. I remember that particular spring Sunday, uh, 1 o'clock Eastern. They played the Indiana Pacers. Mike came back with the 45. That fellas, Mike was rusty than the MF, man. That fellas was rusty, dogs. And he finished the game like 7 for 19 from the field. The game went into overtime, which they lost. The Bulls did. But that's the point I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Wilder come in there, fight a live dude, even man like Joshua now, he could lay him out, flatline his ass. And I ain't talking about literally kill him, but he'll put his ass to sleep, you know. Vice versa, Wilder could do the same too, but at least what we do know is Anthony Joshua has been active. And the activity is hey man, inactivity is a bitch, man. Ask the man Errol Spence. Errol Spence was in the business of trying to age out the older Terrence Crawford, and it backfired on his ass. Yeah, you know what they was trying to do. You remember what they was trying to do? They was really trying to swerve the man Bud and try to make some goofy fight with the man Keith Thurman at 154 pounds with one of Errol Spence's at the time three straps on the line, which is a welterweight 147 strap. Man, the public wasn't going for that. Nah, Slim, we wasn't going for that. Them fellas Errol Spence heard all the backlash, you know. Them fellas be on the social media. Don't mind that you don't see him no more after Bud beat his ass. Them fellas be on this social media, probably somewhere in a dark room contemplating, you know, some harming himself or some shit, you know what I mean? Them fellas sees his social media and he saw the backlash. People wasn't going for that. Him and Keith Thurman, man, that was no. So he was trying to age out the man, Bud, you know what I mean? So Wilder has been very inactive. He's been sitting around waiting for a big fight. He ain't been doing nothing but doing some chit chatting with his girlfriend on YouTube, talking about what they do in the bedroom, and seeing Tyson Fury at one of those Jake Paul fights in Saudi Arabia, and he ain't have no smoke for him. And I like Deontay Wilder, dogs. I do. I never believed in him like that, you know. I never did. If anybody knows B Marsh boxing, Wilder used to blow the shit out of me. Those fights with Duhaupas and Eric Molina, I was like, oh my gosh, man, what the, Hey, but Wilder came from the mud, I give it up to him. That's why I like Wilder. I like his story, I like how he came up in the game, you know what I mean? But he's not really being a true champion and a fighter by being this inactive, waiting around for a big payday. As soon as the man Tyson Fury finishes with Ngannou, that fight finished, Wilder wants now if Ngannou, you know what I mean? So Wilder, man, I don't know what's up with him. Uh, so yeah, man, I'd like to see some good fights in the 2024 in the heavyweight division. Andy Ruiz has been inactive. Man like the Cuban guy, what's his name? Luis Ortiz. He got his pay-per-view money in that fight versus Andy Ruiz. He's been MIA, which is all well and fine. He's an older guy. I hope, I wish him the best in life, you know what I mean? Really and truly. Um, Zhei Li Zhang is a guy who I've been very excited for. What the hell happened to Filip Horgovich? These guys was once upon a time supposed to be a boogeyman. He really lost to Zhei Li Zhang to me. Now them fellas hiding under a rock. I don't hear of him. I don't see him. I'm sure he's somewhere waiting for round two for a title shot. But that's a heavyweight division for y'all, man. 2024. Hopefully we'll see better, bigger, brighter, and better things. D-March Boxing, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Salute to everybody. Main Boxing Bike could have some funny shit. Talk about Eddie Hearn fighters fighting in his backyard. Al Heyman gonna have to get fellas fighting in the backyard, man. He gonna have to rent out some space because Eddie, he ain't gonna try to show you his crib. He gonna have to rent out some park somewhere or rent out some gym auditorium. I don't know what they gonna have to do, but they gotta do something. Like 50 Cent says, you gotta do something, baby. Be March Boxing, big ups to everybody in the chat. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.